Melanie was there front and center, being the voice for Michael and his innocence and legacy. Melanie was an organizer for many Michael Jackson's events around the world and in New York City. Her events allowed you to meet other Michael Jackson fans and create long lasting friendships, some still going strong today. Melanie was the voice for many Michael Jackson fans around the world. She was also an extension of Michael's love, spreading positivity amongst the fans. Melanie was a true inspiration to so many of us. Whether it was inspiring you to be a leader in the Michael Jackson community or inspiring you to show up for Michael in any way that you could, she was welcoming so many fans around the world, especially if she noticed that you were new and a new face to the fans. She welcomed you with open arms. Many of us had that warm welcoming to the MJ community through Melanie. I was one of them. She was one of the creators of the Thriller Challenge events and the main DJ for the Thriller Challenge here on Station Head. So glad that she got to experience and see Michael get his official channel on here. She is loved and missed by so many of us and members of the Jackson family. Thank you, Melanie, for everything that you did. Your work and your legacy will continue to live through many of us. We tell the love that you share for Michael, and we will continue that love. Please tell Michael that we love him and give him a big hug from us, the Moonwalker Station Head crew. Thank you so much, and we will also have some of Melanie's friends on here. We will be playing songs that Melanie used to play on her shows. Melanie, we love you and we miss you.
Well said, fellow DJ Jennifer Jackson. She did this tribute less than 2 hours ago for our sister who's now in heaven, Melanie Freeman. But before we go on, thank you everyone for coming for this last minute live. I decided to announce it so late mainly because we didn't want to step on Jennifer's toes. And I was just like, we have to play tribute to one of my biggest influences in this space, my mentor, my friend, my moonwalker, just everything. Melanie was everything. And we've lost a handful of moonwalkers. And I think what separates Melanie from most is her undying love and devotion to Michael Jackson and his legacy. Oh man, yeah, you're in good company. You're in good company. So it's been like one of those up and down kind of energies. Like I'm still taking in the type of loss this community has had. Um, it's been mind blowing, to be honest. Hey, yes. Thank you, Paige. Paige is also in that station head with Jennifer. So this evening I wanted to do something. I wasn't sure how to go about this tribute. And so I thought, all right, let's show a video, a live that Melanie and I did together 2 years ago. And if someone told me Melanie wouldn't be here, I would have been like, you're a liar. Like, because it was like, you could have never told me. But the one thing I could say that I'm so glad that I did, I gave her flowers in real time. Give the people that you love, whether it be your parents, your significant other, a really good friend, mentor, in real time, let the people know they matter. I find myself really doing that more and more and more, right? Because as much as it's wonderful that we are paying tribute to her and we're paying tribute to the people that we love, it's also equally important to tell them while they're still here how much they mean to us. So yeah, let's get into it. Here we go. So One of the clips I want to play for you is also coming from Station Head. This is a interview with Jennifer Jackson and AJ, who is also one of Melanie's partners. All right, here we go.
You want to try to do this? And she was like, absolutely. So Mel digs in. She gets on Station Head. She gets, uh, she got TJ, she got Saida, and she got Travis Payne to come on because she had relationships with them. She didn't know Taj as well, but Taj had agreed to be on. And then this is the first year. And I talked to Taj, and he said, listen, we've got Prince. So I'm like literally losing it because I don't think Prince has ever done an interview with an actual fan. I mean, he's talked to people when he's been at like Thriller Night or those kinds of things, but I don't think he's ever done one. So I had Melanie's phone number. I had never called her, and I don't generally call people unless I warn them and say, "Hey, is it okay to call?" So I called her, and she said, "Hey, Jay, what's up?" And I said, "Are you sitting down?" And she said, well, no, not really. I'm moving around. I said, yeah, you probably need to sit down. She sat there, and I said, you're interviewing Prince tonight, and the scream coming out of the phone was just incredible. It was incredible. It was, and Melanie had probably like an hour and a half to get. She said, I got to go. I got to get all my questions together. Okay, and she was just at ease and the most professional person ever. So those are the stories I wanted you to know behind the scenes with Melanie because I know that there are probably tons of these stories, right? With
I never heard this story about the behind the scenes of Melanie's interview with Prince because she was so composed. And if anybody's ever worked with Melanie in any kind of capacity, she's super, super, super professional. And I always aspire to be that, like, but y'all know I'm silly, but my goal is to be professional, maybe leave the silly stuff up behind the scenes. And it was so cool to find out she was just excited about Prince being on that station head as what I mean, we were like floored. So I'm going to actually share some of that interview with Prince. Let me get this queued up for you guys. I was like, when I said it was one of our highlights of our Jackson journey, this was huge. Like AJ says, it's rare Prince uh, interviews with fans to this capacity. So let's go.
And then also just sharing the message, retweeting or posting about Heal Away. All just awareness is really important.
Are you aware of the feedback you get? Because I know the fans have lots of opinions about different things about your dad, the estate, his legacy. Are you aware? Do you read all this, all that's on social media and take part in some of the conversations?
It's tough because my dad has so many fans and all of them are very
Mm-hmm.
opinionated. So to say that I read all of them, I can't say that. I do try
Yeah.
to read as much as that kind of comes on my radar, when it's tagged to me or stuff like that. I do have some friends within the MJ fan community. John Muto,
Yes.
he always keeps his ear to the ground, So I think I have a pulse on certain items, and I do try as best as I can to be involved in these conversations, but it's my personal goal to be more involved.
What do you want fans to know, or the public, more importantly, to know about your dad and his legacy? What's the most important message there?
That's such a good question. You know what I mean? That is such a good question. Um, he was such a well-rounded individual. I feel like when I personally speak about how much he gave to the communities and his philanthropic efforts, it detracts in a way from his musical prowess. But
Sure.
as an entertainer, hands down, he was part of the greatest generation I think of performers that we may ever see. Just because that was at a time when people had never seen anything like this, and unfortunately, for lack of a better term, they're a dying breed. There's not
Mm-hmm.
many of these people that are performing anymore. There's not many of these people that are with us anymore. And my father was at the peak of that that group of individuals. So it's so like his music is everlasting, and people will love it to this day, as we were talking about. But and this is something that I know I never got to see was him performing, him
Yeah,
on tour. That was, as it's been explained to me, the pinnacle of his career. When I see from videos, I don't know if there's anything, period, whether it's entertainment or anything else, that compares to a Michael Jackson concert.
exactly. Exactly. I got to see your dad and his brothers at the Apollo before they signed with Motown. Once again, I'm
Wow.
telling my age. But I'm happy to tell that story because it is such an integral part of my childhood. To have that experience, I begged my dad to take me to the Apollo because I wanted to go to amateur night, and he took me. And then they introduced the five brothers from Gary, Indiana, and out they came were five brothers who looked like me, had afros like I did, and it made such a profound impact on my life that I went to almost every tour, the Victory Tour, all of the tours. To have that kind of experience, I I say it's like the soundtrack of my life. It's your dad's music, and
That's amazing.
I'll always have that part in my life. But there are a lot of conversations about with you. Prince, is there one message that you would give to the fans because they have been working so hard on this Thriller Challenge, and tonight is the last night? Is there something you want them to know, or just something you can say to them because they're willing to keep going? I mean, we could have this challenge forever, but we they really want to get this song back on the Billboard charts. So, is there any words of encouragement you can share with them?
Just, I really appreciate all of you guys being here, everybody's help and work kind of leading up to this. Wherever the cards kind of fall on this, wherever we end up on the Billboards chart, it's people like you that keep my father's legacy alive. And as you guys know, my father's always had to fight the system, and he couldn't do it without you guys' support. So it just means the world to me to be able to share this support with you guys.
Prince, I really want to thank you for being just taking the time to talk to us today. Is there anything else that you want to say, or before you can hang out with us because we're going to play Thriller? We play it as many times as we can because each time we play it, it it helps it to get on the charts. But I just want to thank you to be part for being part of this tonight and helping us celebrate your dad and this great song Thriller.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I definitely will be hanging out until listen to that awesome song.
Okay, wonderful. All right, guys, let's get back to Thriller. That's the reason we're here.
So one of the coolest things about, well, actually, you guys said a few things before I continue. Hey, Allison, thank you so much for the hugs. And yes, Melanie was full of joy. She always knew how to represent Michael in many ways, and she was the best. Absolutely. Isn't that a cool picture with Mr. Prince? Mr. Prince Jackson himself. Um, hello, good evening. Hey, AJ, thank you for sharing the behind the scenes story of that moment. Like like I said, Melanie was definitely the most professional, one of the most professional people I've ever come across. And just to know how excited she was for the moment, but on air, she was Miss Demure, Miss Classy. And I'm going to truly miss her. Like, I honestly didn't think the impact of her passing away would feel so deep. Previous, we had lost Amy, another amazing Moonwalker, and David. These are huge pillars of the community, and they're all missed. They're all missed. I think I'm taking it so much harder with Melanie because she's the introduction to me in the community, right? Because what if she was me? I probably wouldn't be here right now. Probably would have been like over it. And what I've learned from my my introduction to meeting Melanie and the community in general is it is so important how you introduce yourself, how you conduct yourself. You never know what type of impression you're leaving about who you are on an individual level. But when you're in a community, it actually impacts the community as well. And when we were on Station Head earlier today, just hearing stories, some of you guys knew her on from Station Head exclusively, some of you guys knew her from New York or Cali, other parts of the world, but it's how Melanie made you feel. And that's such like Jennifer when we put the intro, it was so spot on about how Melanie is. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, MJ Fangirl? Another huge pillar in the community in New York and now Cali. Um, and even bringing up MJ Fangirl, I went to her Legacy of Love meetups. They were really warm. New York, I have to admit, has a very warm MJ community in general. So honored to be part of it. And I never thought I would still be doing this now almost 16 years later. And that's all inspired by Melanie. I just got to give this lady her flowers, her roses, and keep sharing her story of her legacy. So let me see something real quick. Let me just get this here. Cue up another. So if you guys want to hear more of what happened on Station Head, head over to I Am Jen Jackson. She did a beautiful job as always and was absolutely influenced by Melanie. One of the things that I love about Jennifer's growth is you could see the impact Melanie had on her and the fact that she's still fleshing out things and she has a syndicated moonwalking station with Ray and a couple of other moonwalkers is just so beautiful to see. She's stepping into role of leadership. It's amazing. Yes, it was. Leave a little sparkle wherever you go. Absolutely, Paige. You are awesome for remembering that. Leave a little sparkle wherever you go. I have a rule. If I'm not in a good mood, I just don't show up to an MJ event. I'd rather lose my money on a ticket than to be like a negative Nancy at an MJ event. Even when the events are free, there's still car fare, there's outfits. Um, some of y'all get your hair and nails done. Yeah, it's a thing, and you don't want to mess up people's events. So I'm like, if I'm not good, you will not see me there. I've known you since 2018. I'm extremely passionate about Michael too. Very supportive, absolutely. And I've always said it's great to have leaders like Melanie, MJ Fangirl, Amada, who did Thrill New York. And it's equally important to have supportive moonwalkers to keep these things going, to share the stories. And of course, when those leaders are no longer with us or those moonwalkers are no longer with us, we still could get to share the stories of who they are and what impact they made to us. Because Michael Jackson has the most unique fans, the most unique I'm still trying to grasp how viral Michael's legacy is. Almost now 16 years since he passed away, and that was made possible because of people like Melanie. So it's awesome to be part of this. It's still insanely sad that she's not here. Sometimes, especially in June, I remember like during MJ season last year, I felt her presence. Like I felt she wasn't here. It just did not feel like MJ season. It just felt different. And so that's one of the reasons why you didn't see me in Vegas. I said I was like I didn't feel right going down there yet. So it's I'm in a better headspace. Like some of you guys may have noticed, I'm starting to, be a little bit more active, but uh privately I'm still dealing with stuff, and even in the community, now Tita passed away, and it's like it's just crazy. Oh, thank you, child. You on a whole different level. You like the advocate of all advocates. Like I knew you from your Twitter/X, and I'm like, this woman is here swinging, and we love you, man. Like just how you protect Michael's legacy is unbelievable. So this is the interview I wanted to share with you guys. It was like from my early days of doing lives here on this channel. And even though a lot of you guys came through, I still wanted to share some of the things Melanie said in her own words. Cause I was just like, even though I have maybe a little bit more footage that you haven't seen, I was just like, that's right. Now, why not just share in her words um about how she felt about everything, Michael's legacy and the community. So with that being said, no need to get a separate device since it's my video. I could share it. There better not be an issue. It's like it's my video. All right, here we go. Hey, we are live. We are here with a very special announcement with one of the biggest Michael Jackson New York/Cali advocate and coordinator, Melanie Freeman.
Hey, I
Oh
love
my,
memories in the countdown.
yes.
We've
And
done a lot, so
it's funny. I don't know if you know this, but you were the first official, or the Michael Jackson fans of New York was the first official event I ever gone to for New York. Now I've done Michael stuff by myself, but I actually was seeking a group, and you were my first encounter.
yeah.
And they say it like your first impressions are the lasting. That was over what 13 years ago, and I'm
13 years
still
ago.
going strong.
Yeah.
I appreciate what you bring to the New York space/Cali.
Well, New York has got to represent for Michael, and it
Yes.
was important when we started Michael Jackson fans in New York that we live up to his legacy, and that's a legacy of giving back and loving one another and fellowship and all that good stuff. So we have to thank Michael for that because he set the example.
Yeah. So I'm curious. Before we get into the news, what motivates you? Because I mean, you don't get paid for this, and I know from little birdies that a lot of this comes out of your own pocket. What makes you dedicate this kind of time and money for another person's legacy?
Well, the man's legacy is important. Anyone's legacy is important. And Michael did so much to give back to the world. And so much that's written about him is unfair. And we know as fans what the truth is. So that motivates me to just keep going, to represent, to be a good representative of what Michael believed in. And that's what the Michael Jackson fans in New York is all about.
That's awesome. I honestly, like I have this thing. I just started doing live, so forgive me. I didn't even introduce myself. Hey guys, my name is Gadget Trish for the I Love the Jackson Family YouTube channel. And if you guys don't know, it is a completely separate channel from Gadget Trish. Thanks to the Michael Jackson community, you guys are not happy that there wasn't any more Jackson posts. And I say, you know what, it's time for their own channel. It was long overdue. But I want I guess the next decade to be, more focused and giving recognition to people like you, Melanie, who make the Jackson community an amazing space to be in. You have definitely inspired me to keep going. Sometimes it does get frustrating. Like I said, it's financially and time draining. But then you're like, you know what? Like you said, legacy matters. It's like it's important that we get on the right side of the textbooks and let the world know, like, these people have paid their dues. They sacrificed so much to entertain us. Why are we not speaking about it? And what, what's up with the lies and just the insanity behind it?
Well, I have to thank you because you've been there from the very beginning. 13 years ago, we started the group, and you have chronicled everything that we've done and been a great supporter and advocate. So we want to thank you as well.
Oh, I don't know. It's so funny. I love to compliment, but I'm like, oh my God, thank you. I appreciate it, but it's easy when you have people like you in this space. I'm going to be honest. I'm thinking when Michael died, I remember I was like, oh, this will probably last a year. You know how New Yorkers are. This will last a year, and I can't believe we're 13 years strong now.
Yeah.
Strong, like I'm in awe. Like, the sisterhood's still there. You guys are still doing your thing. I call Gaston, Amy, and Josh the Jackets. They're still around. It's amazing to see that. I see Randy, Linda. I see everyone still advocating for Michael, and hopefully I will be able to interview everybody down the line, because these are the people that make it possible for all this to happen. Like, to all the people that donate quietly, we appreciate it. Sometimes people are like, "Hey, Gadget, I got a ticket for somebody. Just give it to a random fan." These things make it a special space, you know.
And it's very important to give back and give back to the fans and the
Yes.
people that you mentioned. They've been there from the beginning and they're still there. They're still working hard. They're
Yeah.
enjoying the music, enjoying the musicals, and going to Las Vegas to see the MJ1 show. So we're all still doing it.
Mm-hmm. It's so interesting. When I was documenting this at the time, I was just recording. If that makes any sense, I had no idea how. Like, believe it or not, and I don't know if people realize this. This is a very unique chapter of Michael's legacy. I'm blessed, and I'm sure you are too. I mean, I grew up on Michael. I was a little girl in the '80s, and I do remember Michael being the biggest thing when I was a kid. To see this wave in someone's afterlife is, to me, mind blowing.
Yeah.
Like, and the way people just go hard for his legacy. Like, I kind of wish I documented things better, not realizing there was history being made. But I was
And
just like,
history is still being made. Mike,
yes,
Michael got over 1 billion views on Billie Jean on YouTube. They don't care about us. It's getting close there, and that is growing. No other artist has that kind of fandom that just grows and grows. And we see the videos on YouTube of the youngsters, 5, 6, 7-year-old, singing and dancing to Michael's music. So it's important. And that's why I always say legacy matters.
yes. So now that we're going into second decade, um, what what do you want to bring to this? Because I mean, I know for me, I've learned from my mistakes in the first year. Document better.
Mhm.
And what would you like to bring for the next chapter of Michael's legacy for New York / Cali?
Well, there's several things. There's a lot of good things going on right now that fans should support, and we're behind a lot of them. So but just to be diligent. As I said before, there are a lot of sort of misinformation. Some of it is deliberate about who Michael was. We all know the truth. So to really be his little soldiers of love on on social media and really tell people what the facts are, who this man was, and share that music because that's going to live forever. They can take away a lot of other things away from him, but they can't take the music away from him. And that's why the MJ the musical, you're wearing the shirt right now, is so important because it showcases who this man was.
Speaking of the musical, what a great accidental segue. Do we want to talk about, well, let me just add this to the stream. Do we want to talk about? All right, so I'm not sure if I said anything after that because I think it was all announcements. But let's of you. I know we didn't discuss this, but is there a way to support? It was just like it's just the cheapest time to go. So No, I think it's like a lot of announcements. Lord, hold on. That was so funny because the girls were all in Gary when y'all. Lord,
Us-
yeah,
You come to the after party.
yeah, heck yeah.
Mm.
All right, just I have a feeling it's mainly announcements and s- stories of our lives. But the whole point is, I don't know if you guys ever like listen to what I say in the lives, but always say, legacy matters. That comes from Melanie. Each and every one of our legacies matter. Each and every one of our lives matter. And this is why I celebrate Melanie in the way that I do, because she absolutely matters a great deal to me and to the community in general. Um, yes, we will continue to represent what Michael stood for. Absolutely, Paige. Thanks, Angel. And yes, one thing I can say about Melanie that I remember the most is her time and dedication that she's given to the community. Um, it's a lot of time. It's a lot of time. I can't even imagine the money, but for me, time is actually worth way more than money. It's a currency that you cannot get back, right? So let's say you lose $100, you can still earn $100, right? But if you lose time, you can't get that back. And the fact that she's dedicated a decade and a half is mind-blowing. Beautiful events, thoughtful events, charity events. um it was just, and she is good at recognizing who's a new face. She was really good with that, and she would connect us all together, people from Japan, people from Europe, people from Cali was her biggest connection with New York, then eventually it expanded to Vegas. um just a beautiful thing she's done, and she's a wonderful family woman. Like, she was big on her awesome niece and nephew. She has a cousin named Linda, Michelle, just a awesome, well-rounded person, and just so inspiring. You I thought about doing that. Like, I wanted to do, in memory of Melanie, maybe a June 25th group meetup. That could be a possibility. That absolutely, we could definitely make a note of it. Um, I remember when Melanie was alive, we used to go to the Apollo, and then the Apollo was acting challenging to us. And so she said, we're not going to go where we're not wanted. And then, of course, the musical came here, and I actually got to go to the musical because of Melanie. Um, so it's just, that's actually part of that post. So if you want to see the whole entire interview, that's also in the links. Hey, Tori, are you able to talk?
Yeah, I am. I was waiting for the okay too. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Welcome, Tor. So what are your memories of Melanie?
I first got to meet her 2022 at the Michael Jackson Las Vegas birthday event, and it was me, Scarlett. I remember meeting Mickey there for the first time. Oh, Teresa was also there. Melanie's really good friend, and it was some more of the older fans, and it was nice, like sitting with them, and I like I like talking with the older fans. I really do. Like, you learn things from them. You get to hear about experiences that I didn't get to hear about because I wasn't even thought of yet. So just living through them, and um I was kind of like sitting at far ends from each other, but I made sure I remembered everybody's names and stuff, and it was a that first year I went, it was a really good year, and I was just glad to have her part of that memory. And then as we started getting into online stuff like Thriller Challenge and stuff, I was like, wait a minute, this lady is so familiar. is this the Melanie that I'm thinking of? And I was like, wait, are you the Melanie that we like? I sat down and like got to have like pizza with and all that. She was like, yeah, because I was scared to ask. I should have just asked. And then from then on, the next year, um, I was first year I was just kind of like a participant of Thriller Challenge, but then they invited some more people as DJs for the challenge the next year, and just getting to work with like her and AJ and stuff and the daily spaces, it was really nice to see. And like um when I think of her, I think of like the word tenacious comes and to mind. Like she was like a go-getter. She um inspired all of us. I feel like she was really a driving force in keeping this thing going. And station head and the Thriller Challenge and stuff. And when I think of things like certain events and stuff that we do in the community, sometimes in the back of my mind, I think like, Melanie would just say, just go, 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 just keep on going. No matter what, just keep on going. She was very bold. Like just seeing her tweets and stuff. I had most of my interactions with her online. She was very bold. She did not care. She believed in. She stood up for what she believed in. She called out the mess, and I was here for it. So yeah, there's just so many like memories of her, and I feel like you know y'all were highlighting like the interviews and stuff that she did. Those are big highlights, and I was happy that she was the one that got to have those opportunities. Especially because how soon we lost her. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
I'm
no.
glad she got to have those because you know for her to just be able to have that experience before she left here and stuff. And I'm sure that was a dream come true for her. We heard what AJ said. She was super excited about having Prince on. And when we were there, you couldn't tell. You couldn't tell that she was like,
I know, because she was so composed. I was
right.
like, I'm glad it's not me interviewing Prince, because I know me, I'd have been a goofball. I'd have been like, no, she was professional, only to find out behind the scenes she was like us. That's awesome. So awesome.
I'm like, oh,
I
she done this
love
before.
wow, right? But she's always been like that. That's probably she probably put her producer hat on. Um, when she would do like protests or charity work, it was just always with such a level of professionalism. And it was so crazy. I got to know her better in the later years, in the I call it the pandemic years, where I saw more of her personality because after the lives we would talk. And I'm just like, she's just like me. She's just more professional and polished. But it's
Mhm.
very inspiring because it's just like, I don't know where I want this channel to go, but I also would like to show my adult side. It does exist. It's very, very real. And so, especially when I'm around the Jacksons, it's like they don't know you. You don't want to think you're crazy. So I love how Melanie. I even love how you conduct yourself. Like you remind me uh of a of a of a version of her. You have some of her qualities that's such an awesome thing to see. I'm like, ooh, I think some people are who they are naturally. Like you have certain qualities about her. You, Jen. I mean, we all have pieces of her, but
Yeah.
your professionalism, that's definitely something that she was, and that's something you are as well.
I had to like I said with you, like I remember before me and you ever met, I was watching like your video on how to like conduct yourself if you ever interact with the Jacksons and stuff like that. And just kind of have that reminder, like, be cool, be calm, um, try and like hone in on things about them, or like if you're at a specific event, try and keep things like on topic, or like don't waver on to certain things, like ask about random just stuff all over the place, you know. And then when it was the same thing when it came to her, when I heard how professional she was and the way she conducted herself, I was kind of taking like, you know, like mental notes, like, you know, like wow, like she's really calm, she's clear. I like the questions that she has. Certain things that were asked, like I'm sure that certain Jacksons get asked a lot, not like bad questions or anything, but you know, there's the questions that they always get asked all the time. She didn't ask them. She like went outside the box and she um asked questions that I was shocked about. Like, whoa, like this is cool. Like we're finding out cool things and cool stories and stuff. And she also stayed on topic. So if it was like thriller challenge, it'll be like thriller related questions, like, oh, when was your first time seeing your Uncle Michael short film and stuff. So I I did learn things from her, and I'm glad that I got to see that, um, and see the way that she carried herself, like everywhere she went. Um, like the last time I saw her, it was the 2023 birthday event, and I just remember running up to her. I'm like, Melanie, because you know I started getting to know her more and stuff, and that was the year we were doing 1 billion for Thriller. So I was like, yeah, I have the flyer. She was like, you know, if you need any help handing them out, you know, I can help you. And she got one to John during like the meet. I don't know how she did it because the line to meet him was so long. It was so long, but you know, like y'all said, she has her ways. She gonna make something happen. She got the flyer to him, and she came over to me. She's like, "Look, I got it," and I was like, "No way, no way." I think we should all aspire to have her work ethic
Yes.
because that was something.
No, it's very, very impressive. Actually, I'm gonna queue up a video. Hopefully it comes up. One of her proudest events. You could tell in her energy. She was so proud that she pulled this off. And we brought this up in Jen's station head, but now we could actually pull up the video. Because I said, this lady, she was always full of surprises. Let me see. All right, it's the Saida Garrett thing. Of course, I cannot spell Saida Garrett. Hold on. This is what you get for picking a hard name like that. Like, that's not even a regular name. But that was one of Melanie's probably proudest moment. Um, Michael Jackson fans. Hopefully, it comes up. Fans of New York. Hopefully, this video comes up. It's actually one of my most viral freaking videos, and it's on the other channel. I'm like, make this make sense.
Gotcha, Trish.
YouTube doesn't like me. I've come to this conclusion. It does not like me. It just goes, oh, this is the Gadget channel. Now we're gonna play all your Michael Jackson videos. What? No, it's not coming up. Boo! Literally everything's coming up, but that. Saida Garrett. I found it. Found it. Thank God.
I was about to go looking for it.
All right. Let me share this. I was just like, I should have thought to put that in there since I mentioned it earlier. Woulda, coulda, should have. He was like,
Oh, they trying to get you. They trying to get
oh,
you.
That is so important to all of our lives and our hearts.
sorry
And
about the
here,
sound quality. I didn't have a
because
mic
we
back then.
all aspire to every day to live on in Michael's message. It's to make that change. We do it with each other, we do it with our community, and we do it through our love. And we want to thank Saida for that And it's
Look at Saida's face. There's a lot of salad going on.
okay. Who's got our first question? Lisa, why don't you step here so
I'm
Saida
gonna
doesn't have
forward to Saida was like shocked about the situation. Like, I wish I had a mic back then. Lord, Doctor.
Okay, let's just take 1 minute. We have a little surprise for Saida. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Oh, wow. This is the best birthday ever. Okay, this is for you, Mike. All the wishes, all the wishes, all the wishes.
All the wishes, all the wishes. That was one of her proudest events.
You could tell.
Don't know how she got this lady there. This lady does not live in New York. I believe she's on the West Coast too. All the fans were in awe. I'm still in all that. I was just like, how we got Saida Garrett here?
Oh, she also interviewed her.
Yeah, on the station. Absolutely.
And Travis Payne.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. You did miss out on those years, but here's the beautiful thing about life. Because the community still exists, the events are completely different and they have unique memories. Like, for crying out loud, we were dancing at the Palestina a few months ago.
Yeah.
We got to be on historic Havenhurst. So unfortunately, this particular chapter of New York is closed, but because of people like Melanie, I think some of these things exist, right? Because if you don't tell people you exist, then no one hears you. And because of social media, I think they realize there is a large group of people that would be interested in these events, and that's why they do exist. And of course, word of mouth. And I mean, AJ's right. There are a lot of leaders, too many to count. Like, what the West Coast has a whole different thing going on. Like Ron Pia. Oh my gosh, can you remember all the West Coast people? It's a lot.
Yeah.
West Coast is the capital of Michael's legacy. I will never take that from them. But that's an epically big chapter down there.
Mm-hmm.
We're just grateful that for at least for a good chunk of Michael's passing, Melanie had put New York on the map. But now, unfortunately, we do have to go to the West Coast now. Again, not saying New York will never have it again. It's just New York, unfortunately, is going through a lot. We literally lost our leader, and the sub leaders, MJ Fangirl, Amada, they're not here either. So, and plus, everyone's life has changed drastically, mainly being family. A lot has happened. So, if it ever comes back, I'll be the first to announce it. But I thank her. I thank her for everything, though.
Yeah.
Everything.
She used to there's a few like moonwalkers like on like Facebook. They'll put something like lighthearted to start the day, like a good morning post, and it might be something funny or some inspirational stuff. She always put up a quote every single morning. And that's like one of the things that I miss, because there would be things. I know it's like probably not her talking to me like directly or talking to someone directly, but what she would put up a lot of times would be something that pertained to my situation. And so like that's another thing that's gone. Like, you really don't know how I don't think people realize how much of a legacy or how huge something is until that person is taken away.
Absolutely.
And same thing with Michael. Like, it's a chain reaction. Even if you may not interact with somebody or someone has interacted with you, people are always watching. You may inspire people some way, or maybe they learned about something that you did that might inspire them, that might affect them in a way. And, you know, it doesn't matter if you do good or you do bad, you're always going to affect people in some way. That's always going to cause an effect. So, you know, try and do good. We're not perfect. Try and
Yeah.
be nice. Just try to represent positivity, goodness, authenticity. Um,
Humbleness.
oh,
Hum-
that's another thing.
that is, it's so interesting. Some, I don't know if I should say that. I will say this: check your egos, because at the end of the day, we're all fans. We're all moonwalkers. We all play a role. I've been very, very big on really pushing that we're all equal. Even if we're not, we are all equal. Does that make sense? We're all fans. Some of us have channels,
Mm-hmm.
station heads, big Twitters, but at the end of the day, we're all fans. And so checking egos are so critical. One of my biggest inspirations for people being humble is the Jacksons themselves. Like,
Right.
just check those egos. That's so important, because I belong to other fandoms, and some of the things that have destroyed it or is destroying it, people with big egos, big people in, spaces. And I'm like, why are we acting like this? It's weird. Like, like, especially like the people, or for example, like, I'll just stick to the Jacksons just to avoid having other fandoms coming at me. But we meet the Jacksons all the time. They're insanely humble. So, like, why are we acting egotistically weird if they're not even doing that? Like, when we went to Havenhurst in December, I didn't realize until I saw some of the footage, but the people that got engaged, I didn't realize that Prince was holding the camera to capture the moment for the couple. I was like, now that's a flex. Prince is holding the camera. Like,
Wow.
it's really cool to just see, because we're all humans at the end of the day, but sometimes our egos get in the way. And I'm like, that's so important to check it. I know for Melanie, she was really selective who knew her title. Sometimes she would just say, hi, my name is Melanie. And sometimes she say, my name is Melanie from the Michael Jackson fans of New York. I don't know what warranted, like, but most of the time she just say, my name is Melanie. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, no worries, no worries. Thank you for coming through. Yes, we're all on the same team. We really are.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all know me. Like, y'all know me for 15 years now, 16. Literally. Like, sometimes when people get mad, because they'll say, what's my name? And I go, my name is Trisha. Right? So then sometimes I'll come home and they go, oh, why didn't you tell me your name was Gadget Trish? Because it's not. My name is Trisha. Like, there's no difference. I want people to treat me like, because I mean, we're all normal at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you to treat me different because I'm on YouTube, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's whatever. I want to see how you're going to act regardless. I don't want to, like, it's not going to change nothing. It's like, I'm one of the people, like, if you get on my nerves, you're going to know that too. Because I said, I'm Trisha no matter what.
She
Good.
never like bragged or like threw herself on a pedestal. Like,
Never will.
she did a
Never
lot of
will.
good things, had a lot of great opportunities, had connections with people and stuff, but she never like put that all out there to like throw it in people's faces.
I honestly
And
don't think that's a New York quality. I'll be honest. Like, if you're wealthy, never disclose that. If you're famous, never disclose that. You want to be in peace, never disclose anything that's going to make you a target for scammers or people to take advantage of you. Like that's one thing I can say about being around people like her is just like say as little as possible. like we're mad low key here. I'm not saying all New Yorkers are like that, but a lot of us are. We just like it don't matter who you are. It's more how do you act? How do you make people feel?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't care who you are. If you're a jerk, you're a jerk. You know how many celebrities we check in New York? The minute a celebrity gets out of pocket in New York, I swear we check them quick. It's like not me personally, but I've seen some stuff.
Wait, a regular civilian check the celebrity?
Oh, we do it all the time. You want to ask things?
I'm
We're
done.
it's New York. When I say we are rude, we are rude. Like, and if you're rude, we're going to get ruder. I ain't gonna lie. I was rude with one celebrity, but I will never say the story online. But the person was rude, and that's why. And then I literally said that's why I like Chris Brown better. And I was so angry with them. I was like, "You're at a paid event. It wasn't even like they were walking down the street and I, caught them at a bodega. They were literally at a paid event. So I was just like, why are you acting weird, bro? And it was a bunch of fans, and I was like, never again, never again. It was just like, you're on the clock, my dude. What am I missing?
Not
But
at work. Ooh.
listen, if you are not on the clock, which means if you're walking around the subway with us, then we get it. But I was like, you're at an event. What am I missing? Like, they wanted to do with the fans. I said, say less. I will
Lord.
save you the grace and just not say what celebrity did it, but that's why I like Chris Brown better anyway. But yeah, Melanie's super humble. Super, super humble. And honestly, I don't think we'll ever fully know everything she's done. I feel like she has her inner circle. I think her inner circle knows what she has done financially and with the time. But you would have to get them to know like how much she's contributed to the community. It's unbelievable. But from what I could figure out from the events I happened to, it was a lot. Just even just throwing an event, getting the words out, mobilizing. That's time. That's the biggest currency. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
I think because this kind of reminded me like the humility, like being humble part reminded me when we talked about Jess's like podcast party. And like I think that one of the keys to like staying humble, and I think that Melanie kind of lived by this, was all like the mindset like there's always something more to learn. Like there's always something more to know, always a way to get better every day. And she was always willing to learn.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like, oh yeah, like I'm the head of this Michael Jackson fan chapter, like I know this person, I know that person, or like I'm at the highest peak. She was always trying to learn, always trying to get better and find new ways and tactics to do things and stuff. And she was literally about to take it to another level. Like she was planning to do more right before she passed away. And I was looking forward to that. Um it really sucks because, and I know it's not just her, like, oh, she's the one that was the one that like made it happen and stuff, but just fan events that are like fan organized. Like I miss seeing those like in-person events. And I know like money and the economy is looking real funny right now, but I just hope that aspect never goes. I hope that never goes away. And Ron, he helps put stuff on, which I'm really thankful for. Um, but I just hope there's like even more.
Probably in time. Like because of how she was, it would take more than one person to fill her shoes. She's very different. I've never heard her complain. I never like there was when I was editing this stuff earlier, there was one year there was events back to back to back to back, and she was part of most of them. This is
Wow.
like during my so we had Michael Week in New York back in the days, and so like just looking through all that was exhausting. It was just like, oh my god. And then the next day we did this, and I'm like, it takes a lot. So I know me personally, I can't do something like that right now, especially because I have the family. But um, if that person ever steps up, man, I will support them. I've always been the supporter. Like that's always been my job. Like
Hmm.
I know from me being a manager, like there's only so much you could be in charge of before you crack. So, but I'm like, we'll see. I mean, the Michael Jackson fans of New York exist, or the Melanie's Michael Jackson fans of New York still exist. It's just probably needs to be restructured. But you know, this just made the first year of her, for her passing, and I don't think none of us expected it. And I think if my mom and stuff was still alive and it was just me and my dog and boyfriend, sure. But a lot has changed since Michael passed away, to the point where it's like, yeah, I would never take on anything as big as that, knowing my family's bigger, like literally bigger. It's much more harder. It's like you can't drop the ball on them. So we'll see. I think as long as we have the online events, that's
Hmm.
part of her legacy. I mean, she mobilized with Facebook, expanded all the way to station head. So we're still doing part of what she's taught us. It's just the in-person stuff. We don't know if it's ever coming back to New York. That's yet to be determined. We don't know. Or will it go back to Cali for good? We don't know. We don't know. But maybe once in a while I might entertain a couple of things. Like Paige would like to do a MJ musical meetup. And I mean, I've learned from Melanie, whether it's 2 people or 20, it's still an event. Like
Right.
it's still an event no matter what.
You know, I would love to, like, for the birthday event, that was one of the things she always went to, I think. Or like went to at least a lot of the years. And Teresa did pay tribute for her. She organized something for her, and um I can't remember what drink it was, but at the sports book across from the theater, you could order like her favorite drink from there, and we just kind of did like a toast to her and stuff. But it would be really cool if we did, I don't know, some sort of like event or something outside of like the, of course, the birthday events and
Right,
stuff.
right.
But just did something for her.
Well, today
Um,
I did one of her favorite treats. I did try to do the whole charcuterie board, whatever. I can't get the word out,
mhm.
but it didn't happen. But I got the pretzels and the chocolate. That is a brilliant combination.
It
So
is.
I did have like cheese and crackers throughout the day, but I was going to do like the whole setup. My freaking refrigerator is packed, and I'm like, don't do that because you'll expose that food to all the other foods. So I was like, but I did pick up her favorite. It is so delicious. So for me, like I connect with people with food.
Mhm.
That's why I'm like, if your food is trash at your event, I'm not gonna remember you. But if you have a nice combo, like you said, a drink or me with the pretzels and the chocolate, I'm gonna remember you. Cause I'm like, oh,
No, like
yes.
that is so real though. 'Cause
No, it is true.
I do that too. I like back when I used to be like in like college prep programs and stuff. We would visit different like colleges and universities and stuff. I'm like, I don't want to go to that one. They food was nasty, but I would go to that one just for food, not paying attention to the programs or nothing, just the food.
Yeah.
So it's real. It's real.
Like when you go to someone's home, it's about how they make you feel, number one.
Hmm.
And if there's food, how the food tastes, place looks. These are things that it helps form memories. And if the memories are good, you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm going back there. They got good mac and cheese or whatever. And if it's not, you're never gonna go there again. So the point is, going back to Melanie, when we met her, for most of us, it was warm, it was inviting, it was a reflection of what she wanted community to look like. And of course, everyone's experiences may vary, but for the most part, you could tell by how people show up for her for the online events to this day that she made such a huge impact on us, and I appreciate her. And I'm going to do the best that I can. I said, I'm not going to be trying to fill those big old shoes, but I will always be a supporter and support whoever is strong enough to be in that position if that ever happens. So I guess that's it. As I was like, what do I want to show? And I'm like, I want to show her. I miss her. I miss her a lot.
You remember that live we did? I think it was like the New Year.
Girl, I'm so glad you said that because I did have that in the queue. Hold on.
And you your voice was gone, but you started laughing. That live was so funny. And she was like, "Oh, Trish, you sound horrible."
Here we go.
Jackson family or Michael Jackson highlights, because Scarlett.
Oh, this is the part.
Because I was like, this channel, because it shows you everything. And I'm like, interesting.
It's weird. I always
Google
New Year's. What is that about?
Channel. I'm monetized now. But
wait, cut it up a little bit.
Messed up, y'all.
Oh, see. Here we go.
That's messed up. I can see why people get discouraged.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Oh, this is Scarlett's 3 things.
Oh, you can see me scheming.
So her 3 is seeing Janet, MJ1, and Thriller Night.
Oh, she did Thriller Night.
We don't know when Miles was leaving, but he registered back to college.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, I'm about to cry. This is my first.
I forgot. I was like, wait. Okay, Mariah.
Thank you. My first super chat. I need to take a picture of it. Hold on. Because I got an old computer, so I can't do it. Oh, thank you. I'm going to frame this. Thank you, Tor. Oh, wait, that's you. Wait, that's Invincible Jackson about to cry.
I was over here scheming. I was like, let me hurry up.
Oh, you sound terrible.
Wait.
No. Melody just sitting there like, girl. No.
I was like, Tori. I said, wait, that's her.
Oh, sorry. I thought you would know. Like, I couldn't do it. Well, I could. I probably
No, it took me a second. And it was like, wait a minute. I know this. Thank you, Tori. That was the best laugh I have had in a long time.
I was like, I forgot to tell people because like once you get monetized, you can get super chats now. And I saw it on the last live, but
oh my
I forgot
God,
to tell. So I was like, oh, let me announce it.
That was my stomach is done. I said, hey, it's from Tori. And I go, wait, that's Tori.
Let me see what happens.
Who's coming in the driveway?
Can you get in trouble if a commercial plays on here? In terms of money,
Yes. I forgot about the surprises.
So that was their big get for the month of December.
I love how Sherry was crying. I'd have done the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, and shout out to Austin Brown, who is performing live as we speak. So performing again. If you're in California, you might want to get off this live and head to that place.
Right.
Get
I
your
was
car
like, you might want to get off this live
and sit on the one.
Yo, you can tell my voice is legitly not there.
She said, Trish, you sound terrible.
that was a good laugh.
I'm glad we did that. And you had her on.
I know I had like at least 2 lives with her, and then of course this one with you. And that wasn't even planned. She just came on. I said, all right, let's chop it up. Man, what a beautiful memory. Melanie, man, I hope you see what's going on. We miss you. We're going to hold this down.
Yes.
No more pain, sis, though. That's, new body, new energy. We miss you, though.
Yeah, it don't.
I know.
It don't feel like, I'm like, not Melanie. Like, no, it's the same like way I feel with like Tito. People with big plans, it didn't matter like how old they were, how oh, this boy is loud out here. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me a second.
Oh, she muted
me. Didn't matter like how old they got, like how far they were in life and stuff. They were still striving. And it's just sad because they both had big plans right before, they passed and stuff. And I'm like, man, like, I bet you she saw how that Thriller challenge was ran 2024, she would be mind blown.
That was very impressive too. I was like, yo, I see you, AJ.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what's so crazy about in Jennifer's live on the Station Head? Thriller Challenge came up a lot because a lot of people know her from the Station Head crew. And so I was just like, no, we have to find a way to get this challenge completed. We have to. In the name of Melanie.
She would want us to keep going.
Yeah, she was very, very, what's the word, tenacious? She was really, like, failure is not an option. You just keep going, keep going, keep going. That's why I did the live with no voice, because I was just like, yo, it's always going to be something you have to learn to push through that.
Mm-hmm.
And yo, here we go. I can't.
What was like, wait, the live is ended? What?
I can't. I have a new setup, so I'm still learning. I hate these some days. Just some days.
And then the movie's coming out.
Yes. No, we are going to get this challenge. Our goal, because I'm sure Melanie would have done the same if the shoes were reversed. Our goal is to continuously be in that moonwalking room, like breathing. So by the time the challenge comes, 1,000 people, 1,000 moonwalkers, no matter what. Keep getting the word out. Like, we can start working on that now. So when October comes, we're going to chart that CD, the biopic CD or whatever is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to chart Thriller. Like, we should even like switch it up and try to chart Thriller during the first week of the biopic, because more likely it's going to naturally be viral. We have a lot to discuss. Where's AJ? Like, I just popped in my head. I'm like, wait a minute, it might chart during the biopic week.
Yeah, it could. Or I think Maybe it could, but I also think like the momentum from the biopic, if we did it like at the regular time, the momentum from the biopic would like cause more fans, like resurgence, like okay, like what's the Thriller challenge? Like I just saw this movie, like um it might bring that love for Michael back alive in some people.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I grew up on his music. I remember seeing this short film for the first time. And then it might make them want to participate. You know what? That might be crazy. What I was thinking, what if we handed out flyers at the theater? Like the theater full of people like seeing the movie?
We definitely have a lot to discuss because this is what Melanie would have done. Like start thinking about it like yesterday. So we're ready for tomorrow.
You know what? We could do that. If whatever theater you at, you're in a theater full of fans because they're going to willingly go see this Michael Jackson movie. Bring some flyers.
Yep.
Bring some flyers.
Yep. I'm excited. Well, y'all, thank you so much. And most important, thank you, Melanie. Like the dedication, the love. Your family misses you. I know your niece was brokenhearted when she did the birthday tribute to her. And of course, we had one with her cousin. I mean, she's very well missed. And like Melanie says, everybody's single legacy matters, right? Yours matters, mine matters, and of course, Melanie's matter. Yes, we definitely like. I think we got a little inspiration from Melanie as we were talking because I was like, wait a minute, we need to maybe re-strategize this challenge because there will be organic reach versus the actual challenge itself. Lots to think of. Guys, stay motivated. Definitely check out we don't have all the links in there because some of them are added at the last minute, but at least Melanie, in her own words, is in the links. The interview with Prince is also in the description bar. And anything I have, hopefully I could find more footage, but I probably gotta find the SD card because I'm like, my iPad didn't have everything because I was like, where's this? Where's that? Where's the water fight?
The what?
Water fight.
What?
A water fight.
Oh, I'm so mad. Like during that time, the 2010s, I was still at elementary school. So I didn't get to do none of this. Oh my goodness. That sounds so fun.
It was a great chapter, but what happened was our lives just started changing and the fans started being less supportive. So like I said, Melanie kept going, but it does change. Like my life is so different from 16 years ago. And I'm like, I'm sure it's going to continue changing. So, I like the online stuff works for me a little bit better because it's all right, cool. I could, do my laundry and still jump on a live with some sweats on, like, but you go in person, it's a thing. It's car fare, it's makeup, it's, a new wig, it's work. So we'll see. We don't know where the future holds. We just know like we're still doing what she would want us to do on some certain levels. So
yep.
So thank you guys again. Oh my gosh, it's almost 1 a.m. in New York. Thank you so much for coming out. You guys always show up, even at these weird hours.
Right?
Appreciate you because it's just like I wasn't sure when I was going to do it. I was looking at Jennifer's thing and I'm like, all right, cool. This might be a safe time. And then like some technical issues happen, but that's life. That's my normal. But I will see you guys when will I see you? When will we see you guys again?
I don't know.
We'll see you soon. I'm positive.
Yeah.
I'm positive. We don't want to do announcements on her thing anyway. So we will see you guys soon. Have a blessed day. Rest in power and peace, Melanie. We love you, sis.
Thank you, Melanie.
Bye, y'all.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you for watching this live or replay. Make sure you sub to this and Tori's channel from Invincible Jacksons. Like this video and share, and we will see you real soon.